Well, good morning and welcome to your Monday morning devotionals. I'm glad you are with me. I want to read a parable to you from the book of Luke. It's the parable of the lost coin. Or suppose a woman had 10 silver coins and loses one. Doesn't she light a lamp, sweep the house, and search carefully until she finds it? And when she finds it, she calls her friends and neighbors together, saying, "Rejoice with me. I have found my last coin." In the same way, I tell you, there is rejoicing in the presence of the angels of God when one sinner repents. There is something about finding something that has gone missing, something that is lost. And in this particular story, this silver coin had great significance. It had great value, and it had gone missing. And in distress, the woman decided to, number one, light a lamp, bring some light into the situation, and clean that house out to the place where she finally found that coin. What I love about that story then is she brings this coin out and says to her neighbors and friends, "Rejoice with me. I found my lost coin." I bet you she had gone about saying to people, "Have you seen my lost coin? Do you know where it's at? Can you help me? And or can you pray that it can be found?" But for her to take this little coin that seemed insignificant maybe in our day, but in her day, it had great significance. To find such a thing of such great value brings joy to the heart. And if you think about it, joy is something that is deep. It rises up within you. It overcomes the heaviness that can easily encompass you of grief or sorrow or anxiety, not knowing where this coin is. I love how Jesus compares this to one person, one sinner repenting. In other words, coming from being lost to being found. That in the light of the gospel, in the power of the Holy Spirit, this one individual comes to life, comes into the light, and is made whole and made clean. And how heaven rejoices at just one. Have you ever been in a place where you have lost your keys? How many people lose their keys? Or your shoes, or your wallet, your purse, and you've searched all over the place looking for that item. And the moment that you find it, you rejoice. Well, I remember there was a time where Faith and I were pastoring in a large church, and Ben had disappeared. It was a night that we were there, a Sunday evening, and Faith came to me in panic and said, "Ben's gone. He's missing. I don't know where he is. We've got to find him." And the grief and the shock that settled in, I knew this mother, my wife, was in distress. Trying to calm the situation, I told her, "I'm sure he's here. Don't worry." That wasn't enough for her. As understandable, she said, we've got to go and find him, because there was fear, because the area the church was in, he could have been taken. And so we searched that church. We turned on the lights. We went into every room and did not see him. And my wife was at that point of saying, "We've got to call the police. We've got to do whatever we can." And I phoned his friends to see if maybe he had gone home with them and all that. But I remember at one point in all the ruckus, he comes walking out of a room where he had fallen asleep on a couch. How we didn't see him, I don't know. But the joy that filled our hearts when we saw our son, that everything was fine, the lost had been found, we rejoiced. And so it is in heaven. There may be things in your life that you may be weighed down on, people that you may be praying for, a son, a daughter, a relative, a friend, a neighbor. Keep praying. Allow the light of the gospel to shine. and do all that you can so that when the lost is found, you rejoice, but more importantly, heaven rejoices. God bless.